rotate as much. So if you go from here, you look at where your shoulder is, you look at where her shoulder is, how it's getting back there more. If you look at, I guess, guys doing this, you get to the top of the backswing, this shoulder here is getting back. You know, he's not a great example, but getting back more. Getting back there more. Now, he's got a wider stance. I would prefer it to get back there more, but you see this angle of his spine, that secondary spine angle, and how it's pretty similar to setup, right? If we go to your secondary spine angle, and we come back there, see how it wants to almost straighten up a little bit? If it's okay for this head to move back a little bit, okay? Because what happens is your head stays still, and then it's trying to come forward, and then it has to come back to hit the ball. I want it to be even smoother, where you come back and then you just go through. Instead of it being really, I guess, kind of almost stiff, it looks like. But in some of your old videos, now you probably don't want to see this, but you see how much straighter your spine is when you get back there, right? And this is shorter because a lot of this stuff, because of this being better. But if you watch where your head goes in the old ones, it's going forward almost, right? And then back around. And I would rather see it go like this, where it's going to go back a little bit, then forward. So it's not a forward and then come back to hit it, right? You're just back there, boom, everything comes forward and then you hit the ball. But the tempo and the pace that you're swinging on is awesome.
Yeah.
So keep doing that stuff. I don't want you to change that.
Even though I've scored kind of poorly the last couple times out, I still feel really confident. I mean, maybe that's that short attention span, but I really do feel confident with the irons. I mean, I feel like I can hit greens from 180 yards out and in, which is great.
No, I think that, see, even though your arm gets a little high there, you can still hit the ball solid. And I think that if the ideal place for you to play would be on harder surfaces. So when it's real, dry or whatever. When you get out in some soupy stuff, it's not even fun, but this path, setup, don't ever change that stuff. That takeaway, get inside, but this is what I'm looking at more than anything. Is that path coming through, and you see where you hit this golf ball on the club face. It's more closer to the center, or even just a touch on the heel, and you see how the ball takes off, right? It's going straight, or has a little draw to it this way. When you're catching it on the toe, that's the only time it fades. Your club face is never really open. I mean, so when you start, if you start hitting fades, just all I want you to think about is just send this hit. Just hit in the middle of the club and it's going to go. But don't worry about it, Cat. I got to roll these hands over, rotate it more, trying to hook the ball. Because when you catch it in the middle and you rotate, that's when it's looks like it comes. Okay? But back there to the top, that's good. Back down to hit that golf ball. And that's a good...
I mean, you can really see the improvements that you've been recommending. I'll put it myself, but I mean, the back foot is lower.